Hello, welcome to your lesson on patterns, equations, and graphs. By the end of the video and time in class, you will be able to use tables, graphs, and equations to describe relationships. This isn't something that should be extremely new to you. It's kind of more like a quick review, kind of putting it all together. Identifying solutions is the first thing we need to talk about. This is when you have two variables in an equation. For example, y equals 3x. You have a y and you have an x in your equation. But in order to identify solutions, we have to know what the definition of a solution is. The solution of an equation is any ordered pair. Remember, that's x comma y. That makes the equation true. If the equation is true, it is a solution. Here's an example for you. Is 310 a solution to y equals 4x? So let's go ahead and solve this. You're going to input it in. Again, this is x and this is y. So I'm going to put in the 10 for y and the 3 for x. And then I'm going to solve. 10 equals 4 times 3 is 12. 10 equals 12. No, that is not true. So the answer is no. 310 is not a solution to y equals 4x. Alright, I will let you practice it this time. You have 4 different possibilities, and you are going to say whether each one is a solution to the ordered pair of y equals 4x or not. So letter A, yes or no, B, yes or no, so on and so forth. Be sure to show all of your work when you are evaluating these options. And then you can check in with me for the answers as soon as you're done. Alright, by each letter you should see a Y for yes and an N for no, and that's the quick answers. If you disagree with me, please make sure you're going back and checking your work and figuring out your mistake. If you can't figure it out, be sure you ask questions in class. Okay, so now we get to use tables, equations, and graphs, putting them all together. So here's this very realistic problem for you. Both Carrie and her sister were born on November 11th, but Kim was born 2 years before Carrie. And so what we're going to do is show how we can take these real-world situations and make tables, equations, and graphs out of them. Here we go. So there's the background story for you. The first thing we can do is make a table. And that's pretty self-explanatory. So I have a picture of the table here. So we have Carrie, we have Kim, and we know that Kim is 2 years older than Carrie, and so whatever Carrie's age is, we add 2, and we will get Kim's age. So there's a table for you. It can go across horizontally or it can go across vertically. It doesn't really matter, it's just personal preference. We can take that information off of here and write an equation. We know that if we add 2, I'm going to try and write this small in here. I don't know how well that's going to work, but we'll try. If we add 2 each time, okay, we're going to get the Kim's age, and so we're adding 2 every single time. Because it's happening that same pattern every single time we're adding 2, we can write y equals x plus 2. And in this case, x would be Carrie's age and y would be Kim's, because when we solve this, so for example, y equals, if we're saying Carrie is, let's go with 4, y equals 4 plus 2, so y equals 6. That's telling you that Kim is 6 years old. So that would be the equation part of it. And then you can also draw a graph. Again, you can still use the table that you made previously to graph these. So here you have Kim's age on the y-axis, Carrie's age on the x-axis, and I know that because in this case Carrie was x in our equation and Kim was Y, so that's why we have those on the X and Y axis respectively. And then each point, we can graph our ordered pair from the table. So like the first one here is 1 and 3, so I'm going to go over 1 and up 3, and I will land right there. And you just follow the pattern and then make your graph off of that. You can also use tables, graphs, and equations for patterns. So here we have a picture right here of this pattern that's happening. And the question is, what is the total number of tiles in a figure with 3 blue tiles? And so you can make a table, which you can see here. We have the blue tiles as being X, and then we have the total number of tiles, and we just started by counting. So in this first one, there's 1 blue tile, and there's 3, 6, 9 tiles total, and you can just keep going and making a table. Once you've made that table, you can transfer those points. So here we have 1, 9, so I'm going to plot it at 1, 9, which you can see is the first dot on the graph right there. And then you just keep going down. You can also make an equation off of this, because if you look at your table, I am going from 1 to 9, then 2 to 18, 3 to 27, and so on. Each time I am multiplying by 9, and that will give me my answer for the total number of tiles. Because I can take that and multiply it by I can make my equation, which is y equals 9x. Because x is the blue tiles, and I multiply it by 9, that'll give me the total number of tiles, which is y. Right, you have reached the end of your lesson. Thank you for watching. If you have questions, please be sure to jot those down and bring them into class. Have a great day.